Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all. So I recently went back and read this interview with Carla Esparza where she talked about her recent performance over Wmma, who she scored a second round TKO over. She kind of broke down the fight. And a lot of the things she talked about were some of the things I called my keys to victory as far as, her using her grappling and her wrestling and just taking the fight straight to the ground and just being able to keep Wmma on her back and how she felt like she could have stopped her in the first round. And also one of the key things that she brought up was how Wmma kind of just almost gave out. She could kind of feel her give out with that pressure that she was putting on her, And I just kind of thought that was impressive how Carla Esparza was just able to take the fight into her hands and just use her striking even in the second round and just keep the fight to the ground and just really showcase how strong she is, especially on the ground. That kind of shows you the difference between the physical strength of Wmma, who's very strong when she's standing, but how helpless she could be on her back. And that's kind of what Carla Esparza said. She kind of felt her get, just kind of like give out and just kind of felt like she lost it when she was on her back. That's why she was able to dominate and stop her. But the major thing that came up, of course, the one topic that, was on everybody's mind that she discussed was her potential title fight, potential rematch with two-time strawweight champion Rose Namajunas. And at this point, Carla Esparza basically said that she feels confident that Dana White's going to do the right thing, that Dana White will give her this fight because it makes the most sense. Matter of fact, let's pull up the interview here. Carla Esparza said, look, I do feel confident. It's the only fight that makes sense. Come on, Dana. She wants to fight too. She loves rematches that she's lost, referring to Rose Namajunas. I feel with a dominant performance over the number 3 fighter in the division, I think for me, in my opinion, that should be hands down my title fight. I think that makes sense. It's the fight that the fans want to see. It's an intriguing matchup with an intriguing storyline, which, again, that's something I said, in my previous video about Carla Esparza. She has history with Rose Namajunas, 7 years apart from the first time they fought. And, so much has changed from both fighters, so that's an intriguing storyline to kind of revisit that past, to see how much Rose Namajunas and how much Rose Namajunas and how much Carla Esparza has changed. I think that does make for an intriguing storyline. And I can understand why she's feeling confident at this point because, yeah, it's like all roads point to her because Rose Namajunas does take rematches and she's willing to try to right a wrong. She wants to try to get some get back as well. And it makes sense because she's earned it. She's earned it. 5-fight winning streak, which I've always talked about. And these other fighters like Zhang Weili and Wmma, though they're ranked over her, they've already been there. They've already been there and done that. So it's time to go down the ranking and get a new look, especially when that new look has been improving and slowly making the grind and hasn't touched a title fight in 7 years, So I'm glad Carla feels more confident than she does frustrated. That's a good thing. That shows you that, look, she made a big statement and she knew that making the statement this big, the fight just got bigger. The potential title fight just got bigger. Maybe not as big as a Zhang Weili rematch to the casual fans, but there is a storyline here that we all want to see. And really at this point, every fight Rose takes is a big fight for her. And it is a repeat. Any fight that Rose takes right now is going to be a repeat out of the top 4 or top 5, right? Wmma would be the only new look, but, she's already lost. Carla's going to be a repeat. Zhang is going to be a repeat. Wmma is going to be a repeat in which she already beat her twice. So that's a fight that we don't really want to see. That's a fight that we really don't want to see. But this rematch is so much more. It's so much more significant because, again, it's a return after 7 years. So much has changed between these two fighters since they faced off back in 2014. And, I think, honestly, Dana White owes Carla Esparza this fight because Carla Esparza was that backup name. She was that other name that was always in the running for the title shot back whenever he felt like Rose Namajunas wasn't ready for the title. Back when he kept saying Rose might not fight for the title. Oh, we're going to have to put Carla Esparza in there, right? Carla was always ready for that call. She was ready for that call before. She was always going to be his standby fight in case Rose had to pull out or in case Rose didn't take the fight, right? So if she was that then on a 4-fight winning streak, now that she's really earned it, give it to her. Just go ahead and give it to her. So I think that she is feeling that part of it right there where, Dana White will pull her out again and say, look, you will get that title shot now, because you did earn it now. So I can understand why she is feeling confident there. Now, I really wouldn't get my hopes up 100% with Dana. You know what I mean? I really wouldn't trust him 100% or even 95%. But, you know, since fans are more so calling for this fight, hopefully he'll listen to the fans. And he does listen to the fans when they really want to fight. You know, right now I think it is really starting to build up that Carla Esparza deserves this, you know, especially with the way Zhang Weili looked in her fight, you know, compared to what Carla's been looking like, you know. So it's only right that they give her the rematch. And, you know, like I said, for her to feel confident right now, you know, hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That just shows you that she did make a big statement, because it was a big statement, man, because everybody was bigging Yan Xiaonan up, feeling like she was going to be this major threat. You know, I thought she was going to be a little bit more competitive too, but, you know, I had to lean towards Carla because Carla's got too much experience and growth. So hopefully, man, we can get this rematch. Hopefully this rematch comes this year. You know, Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza. There is no other fight. Once again, we're talking about it, but we will kind of break it down. We will do a film study to see how far these fighters have come. You know, I might do a live round by round commentary of the first fight. You know, I might do that for Friday's live show. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm not sure if I will 100%, but we might be doing that fight. Yeah, we might revisit Carla Esparza versus Rose Namajunas 1. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.